Well, good afternoon. Um, Today and yesterday, I've done this homework. Um, in the first section, fall friends, fails cognitives, words that look similar in Spanish and English but mean different things. Um, for example, actually, assist, sensible, and sensitive. I did some examples for each. For actual, the actual cost of motorcycle was higher than expected. The second example is I did guess the number that is the actual result. So actual is in English real, not not actual moment or something like that. Is real or logical result, logical decision. So the actual cost of the motorcycle was higher than expected. The actual cost or the real cost we actually is in fact and truly. An example is I thought the test would be hard, but it was actually quite easy. In actually is in fact I thought the test would be hard, but it was in fact quite easy. That is actually. Did you actually finish the project? Seems that is actually is in fact. Well, seems to be another thing, but is in fact. Then is is the term for sensible. Sensible is practical, wise, and logical, reasonable. An example is um, it was a sensible decision to take the motorcycle to the mechanic for a tune-up. So it was a smart decision. Um, the next example is wearing protective gear while driving is a sensible precaution. So for wise decisions, we use sensitive. Like we started for a sensitive decision. It's a smart decision. Next, assist. I think this is an easier word. Can I assist you with that heavy package? Another example, another case is sensitive. Sound similar to sensitive, sensible, but sensitive have a different meaning. Sensible is for wise decisions, and sensitive is for a different thing. For example, a sensitive data, we must encrypt all sensitive data before storing it in the cloud. So the data is something very important and secret and sensitive, something that we have to care about. So this is something that we have to keep in secret. In this example. Then another example is it is sensible to wear a helmet when riding your motorcycle. In this case, it's sensible. It's a wise decision. It, it is sensible to wear a helmet when riding your motorcycle. Another example is he is a sensitive guy. So he is he 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 found to be tolerant with the people, and is probably a person who who cries more more easy, and he tends to cry and to be annoyed, angry, and do that feelings very easy. That is the meaning for sensitive. Yes, for sensitive. Next is the second section. Second section is incorrect direct objects with certain verbs. For example, explain me the rule is an incorrect option. The correct option is explain to me the rule. Ask to me, ask to me, ask me to help you. That's some of these examples. Um, the difference between Spanish and English, I think, is the two. So it's a direct way, a proper way in English to speak, to ask to a person something in these examples. Explain to me the rule, ask me to help you. Another example I found is let me know if you know something, for example. So the fact is we have to use the two to get a more proper sentence. Section 3 is prepositions used differently. Depend on, married to, listen to the music, look at the book, I arrive in, and at. In is for large places, and at is for a specific place. So an example can be John married to Hazel. It depends on the task that we have to do. Look at the cat. I will arrive in 2 hours, or I will arrive at Savannah. So those examples with using prepositions is to specify some a function, some specific functions, or some specific places or things. The next section is section 4 is incorrect use of article, for example da, and the examples in the PDF it says I am a doctor. It's not I am the doctor or the doctor. I like music is a correct use for this sentence. We don't say I like the music. I like the music is an wrong sentence. A correct sentence for using the article is I go to university. It's not I go to the university. I have some examples for this section. Is Paris is a big city. I go to university, or a specific. This is a specific case. Yesterday I saw the car with a bed on his roof. So it says that a specific car has a bed on his roof. I like music. The next section is word order errors. A big beautiful house. I quick I run quickly. I quickly run is not is incorrect that sentence. And this section I yesterday studied that exists something that I didn't know it is Dosas Comp. Dosas Comp is is um is a term in English that for grammar that help learn some new grammar. So Dosas Comp is the abbreviation for determiner, opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, purpose, and thing. And I did an example. The beautiful big old chunky yellow cat. Look at that chunky orange cat. He's so cute. Look at that beautiful chunky old yellow cat. Look at that beautiful big old chunky yellow cat. So we have to the order it has been specified in English. That is the way that the native speakers speak. That is the way English is it? We have to start with the determiner, the opinion, next the size, next the age, next the shape, color, origin, material, purpose. So I start with the opinion is the cat beautiful, then chunky, he is fat, he is big. Next, the chunky is no, that's wrong. Look at that beautiful. First, the beautiful is the opinion. Next, big is the size. Old is the age. Chunky the shape. Yellow color. And cat the thing. Look at that beautiful, big, old, chunky yellow cat. So we have to start with the opinion, next the size, next age, next shape, next color, and the thing. In this example, we can add a origin, probably from Japan. I don't know. But I learned this thing yesterday that I didn't know it. That is interesting because sometimes we translate the things. We the most of the students we translate the things to Spanish from Spanish to English. So this helped to us to speak more like American, like in English. That the way that the language it is. So when we talk about, for example, a thing, for example, a notebook, and it's blue, I cannot say the notebook blue is blue. The more proper way to say it is my blue notebook. First we add the attributes and then finally the thing in this order. First opinion, size, age, shape, color. That is the section 5 or order errors. Next is section 6, overuse of progressive form. It says Spanish use although much more than English use ing. I am knowing him. I know him. I am studying now. I am having 20 years. I am 20 years old. Mhm. It says that we sometimes use the ing form too much, and sometimes it's better not to use it. It's more proper using the present simple. And I did an example. Okay, it's a 6. For example, um, instead of saying I am having two cars, I am having two cars, it's more proper to say I have two cars, or I get two cars. I am having an appointment. The more proper way is I have an appointment. Sounds better and more clearly and more and sounds good. Number 7, double negative. Um, double negative, Spanish allows double negative, but in English doesn't. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything. This is the correct. In English, one negative word, negative sentence. So we cannot use two negative in a sentence. An example is, but there wasn't nobody in the office. That is incorrect because it has wasn't and nobody. That is the all of two. The all of them are negative and that are incorrect. So maybe it could be okay. But there was nobody in the office. We removed the not to get a correct answer. That is a rule. We cannot use two negative in a sentence. For example, I cannot be there near at the party. That is an incorrect sentence. Number 8 is a section number 8, missing auxiliary for questions. Spanish forms questions without helpers. English usually needs do, does, did. You speak English? It's incorrect. Do you speak English? Probably in an informal way, people use it to avoid the do, does, and did, but is not grammatically correct. An example is she went to the store. Is incorrect. She went to the store. No. Did she went to the store? Is the correct. And we have to add always the do, does, and did. Number 9, missing present perfect versus simple. Spanish use present perfect where English use simple past. I have an example. I have seen him yesterday. That is incorrect. That is not proper to say. I saw him yesterday. That is past simple and it's correct. It's something that has finished. It's specific. The past simple is something that I know that it's used for the native speakers a lot. Okay, I have an example. The wrong answer is I have done my project yesterday, and the correct answer is I did my project yesterday. So we have to use simple past for specific situations, a specific time mentioned. Some things that we did yesterday. I did my speaking exam yesterday. That is the proper way to say something that I did yesterday. Um, Number 10, pronunciation influence grammar. Because Spanish words end in vowels, English final consonants can be dropped, leading to confusion. Um, Words like street, test, cooking. An example is lay. Lay to fold something that I understand in this section is the last vowel. Confuse some words in the grammar when a person speaks in English. Lays is an example because it sounds a little bit tricky. I think I understand it in that way. Okay. Confusing verbs, pairs, common errors, bring, take, confusion, bring, to here, to take, to there. Remember, remind. Remember is for you recall, remind for your help. Another examples: look, see, watch. Look, intention, see. Passive, watch, observe. So those are words that sounds very similar but had a different meaning. I put this example: say and told. Say is for say something to the general, to the people, for probably a lot of people. And told, tell and told is for say for just one person, for example a secret. So the two words is for say something, but had a in a depend of the context, meaning a different thing. Had a different meaning.